I'm the Virgo Queen, here to awaken the divine consciousness. I do Mother Peace tarot readings and astrological readings, and this video is where I bring in the integration of magic, where I become the ultimate guidance counselor for all those big questions that we have in life. And so today I wanted to dive deep into Venus. Because February is such a month focused on love, how we love ourselves, and the love that we want from the world. So, Venus. Today, Friday, is also ruled by Venus. And this connection is all about our love for ourselves and for others. So, where to begin? Venus first is a beautiful planet, and we can resonate so much with her own qualities. And so, Venus, much like the moon, is about our connection to our inner world. But yet, Venus has this outward pull where we want to see it physically manifest in the physical world. So, when we look at our charts in astrology, we look at what houses are ruled by Venus. So Venus is about our relationships, right? So what our inner needs need and want out in the world. So it's about our relationship with ourselves and also the relationships that we have with others. So first, we look at the second house. Our second house is about our self-worth and the material world. And because it's in the energy of Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus, this sign is an earthly element. So it's how we are determining our worth in the world. And what that means is, how do we value the material world? How do we value money? And how do we see ourselves as abundant creators? Do we feel that we need other people's resources in order to feel wealthy? Or do we have this Aries energy and wants us to create our own self-sustaining business? So very much we turn to the second house to see how we view ourselves in the world and our internal process of our self-worth. And then across the second house, we look to the seventh house, which is also ruled by Venus. And the seventh house is about our relationships and our marriages, the things that we want to be in relationship with. And so this can look at romantic, work, personal, and it's all about the energy that we need to cultivate to learn to experience self-worth. So here we are as yourself looking into the mirror. Venus is very much the mirror. And we go out to see the qualities that we need to feel more connected to the material world or to have more vibrancy in our self-worth. So we look at our resources, which is relationships. And because the seventh house is ruled by Libra, which is also ruled by Venus, once again, we are looking at how do we balance what truly matters to us, what we love, what we want to share with the world, and how ourselves become it. So now that we can look at our second and seventh house and see what planets are in there, right now I can say that when I am looking at a client's chart, for instance, there is the Sun, the Moon, and Venus currently in this client's chart. So what that tells me is they're working on self-value. The Sun, our vital life force energy, is showing us the skills and the tasks that we need in order to feel successful and self-sufficient. And if our moon is also in the second house, we need to feel as if we are needed in the material world. We need to understand our relationship to money, how we conjure up our own abundance, what we want to serve emotionally. So the sun is very much about what I want, and the moon is about what do you need. And so because it's in the second house, it's all about the material world. You need to feel secure and stable. You need to feel that you are emotionally wealthy and taken care of. And if you have Mercury in the second house, it's about speaking your self-worth, about knowing that you're abundant and communicating that with others. And so because when we have Venus in a natal position, for instance, if it's in the second house, then so much about the relationships that we cultivate in life are about self-worth. And so we attract others that either do not value us, so it creates this alchemical force to say, yes, this is who I am, and no, this is not how I will be treated, and these are the values that I enrich for my spiritual growth. And so we also have this transiting Venus. So what if we have Venus in the second house natally, but Venus is transiting in our seventh house? So again, we reach out, we look into our relationships to see and ask those questions. How do other people see me? How do other people value what I'm giving to the world? So much about this Venus energy is, how do you love yourself? How do you love others? What is your relationship to money and abundance? And what are you doing every day to ensure that you are loved and nourished? Venus is so much about self-care and nourishment and taking on the natural resources that are given freely from the love of Earth and also from our community and environment. So, if you want some more insight into how Venus is going to be ruling your February, contact me. I know that we have this big full moon in Leo coming up next weekend, and it's going to be potent. And Leo rules the sun, but also our heart. So, what is your heart telling you now? Because Venus just moved into Aries today, Friday, February 3rd. And so we're going to have this very strong independence and this deep desire to go out for what we want in the world. And it's also going to start looking at the relationships that are serving our passion and that are not serving our passion. But we also will be quick-witted, very intuitive, and wanting this deep desire to connect to something bigger than ourselves. So, with all that, Venus is ruling our relationships. Venus is helping us understand our self-worth in the world and in our relationships. So if you want to learn more about what your soul naturally knows and how it is moving towards something, towards your progression in your career, in your love life, or how you communicate to yourself. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, please contact me at www.innerdoorways.com. Blessed be.